I just really appreciate the synergy of the group because I do feel like it really helps to show up when we know. Like for me, I don't do yoga at home. I like go to yoga classes because if I try at home, my cat climbs. I stop. And like with art, it seems like this is like a workout, but it's not just a workout. It's that because we're all showing up. Yeah, I just want to say I'm grateful for this right now.
Mm. So now I'll just say, let's just write for 5 minutes. Again, just writing what's in your thoughts. No need to make anything up. You're really just transitioning from, I'll just say to a listening state of mind, listening to the inner dialogue. Okay, so as you're writing, if you haven't already come up with your intention, I'll remind you that it's a statement that could happen in the next 10 seconds. So it's very present moment. How do you want to show up to the creative portion of this journey? Now we are going to transition to the making piece or part of this, of sacred play. So I'll set the stage. The idea is a continuation of what we've been doing as far as listening in. So when you're working with materials, whatever ones you choose, and you may re-choose, that's the beauty of being in your own studio or your own space. If you feel like, oh, I want to grab something else or paint or whatever, there's that flexibility to do that. And there are no mistakes. There are no rules. You are free to do, to play, to experiment, to mess up, to spill, to even not like what you make. It doesn't matter. It's still part of the process and it's still going to benefit you. It still works. If you are looking at your colors and all of a sudden like that red looks so great, pick it up. And then, okay, so I have that color. What do I want to do with it? Do I want to make a straight line? Do I want to dot it? It doesn't matter. I want you to listen, be free, and consider this like a big experiment. There's no rules or requirement. And I know we don't often give ourselves that permission. So at first it will feel a little bit like maybe difficult or uncomfortable. You don't have to make anything that we recognize. I'm an abstract painter. Most likely I'm always going to work in abstraction. So it doesn't have to have a message. But if, like I did, I was told, Katie said, oh, I woke up with a visual. Like if you have a visual and you want to represent that, go for it. So approach the creative segment with as much freedom as you need. In this segment, it's called witnessing. I was thinking of rewriting and calling it listening, because I feel like that's what we're doing in that process, is really listening to the piece, to ourselves, and putting it on paper. we have concluded sacred play and can go to, open conversation regarding the process, what you might have encountered, good or bad. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. It's interesting because, going to words after working, it's not easy. Words, the state of creativity is wordless, to be in flow. And so, just take a minute if there's anything you'd like to talk about.
I'll talk about my experience, because it was really interesting for me to see how often to let myself explore, and then just witness how often the little judgment or critical, which is part of the process too, right? What we like, what we want, and but then I felt more at peace this time than most, because I just felt like, okay, and then I'll just try something else. Or, I didn't just really, I just went past it much further, much quicker than usual, because I am pretty, not perfectionist, but so it was fun. So it was really the sacred play. I just love that, to be reminded of the play part. So, because then I think we do make discoveries that we otherwise might not. So that's what I felt. I was grateful for the discoveries I made.
Yes, I had the judgment too that comes in, but beyond that, I think that I am trusting. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Do you believe that just the act of doing actually doesn't need words, but that actually transacts with us in a visceral, spiritual way? Or does it always have to pass through the mind that has words to describe it? It's an interesting thought or idea. I guess I'm believing that you can bypass the words. That's the whole thing of art.
I agree. I there's so many times when I'm asked, what is that, or why do you do that? And there are no words, because when I'm making it, I'm in that other place of no words. It's just form, shape, color, what I'm seeing about the world outside, or what I'm seeing in my inner world. And as a result, there are no words. It's hard to talk about what I make.
Mm-hmm. It's the ineffable. It's when it's in the flow, when we're not decision making. And so, for example, today with watercolor, so I made a decision, chose a medium, but then the medium speaks. It's it becomes a conversation of allowing. And so the beauty of it is it flows, but it flows into what you've done. And so it's a dance. And when I'm trying, it's hard. When I'm allowing, it's conversation. But it's not words. It's like trying to say God without letters. And that's where the magic happens, when you see a color blur into another color and you think, how did that happen? Because it was present to see it happen. It's what you said. If I have one extraordinary moment, it's worth. I'd rather have one extraordinary moment. So this is pretty much just setting a table to see what extraordinary second shows up, and not that it needs to be visible to others, but that it changes me. And we were all doing that in tandem, and I was so in the zone, and I knew I was with other people, but I forgot I was was anywhere. That's for me what creativity feels like.
You felt like we were childhood friends and we just hadn't known each other or found each other until now. And that has kind of stayed with me this week. And I've thought about that and thought about this idea that we find people when we need them, and that it will naturally unfold in a way that touches each of us in the way that we need to be touched.
That, yeah, so I want to remind myself now to like approach things with more fun, like just having more fun and not so many rules, and just a lot like experiment, because really is those, you know, like those joyous accidents or little things that we, you know, don't normally do when our mind is set on how we do things. So I guess to me it really opened up a way of doing things differently. And I thank you for that, because I got chills. That was big for me.